So, you got him. Grab him and pull him down.
This is called stress reliever on how it gets like this. Thank you, Vivian. In the 50 miles of sunny, beautiful day. And then I came home and Matt was here. Just kidding. Me and Matt actually did a couple simple repairs on my truck. Well, when I say me and Matt, I actually say Matt. It's not what I intended, but he's busted that shit out. What are we looking at? Cayman Jacks. Watermelon. Margaritas. I guess if we could add some Sammy Hagar to it. Made with watermelon juice and guava nectar. Ready to drink. And Smile Money, this one weighs in at 0.8%. Her ass looked funny there for a second, and I realized it was just her suit reflecting off the white chair. Now her ass looks just fine. Okay. Watermelon juice. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's pink. Smells like watermelon. Come on, of course it does. I did it. Needs some slight modification. Watermelon. Feel it. Modification. Cheers. I just got done fixing the side door that's been, broken for a couple of years, and Gage picked up a new handle mechanism for it, and thanks, Gage. And Sammy Poo. Cheers. Oh. The Cayman Jack shit is... Yeah? Want to come in and get in on it?
No.
Doing watermelon. Want to rub my back? I'll take no answer, as when I get upstairs we'll take care of it for you, Eric. Okay. Let's bust out the 3 comments from the 5 viewers. Clyde says first. Bean first. Then he says whiskey and revolution for all. I might have a thing to do, so I should probably refrain. Smile Money says here. And there is a fly the size of a golf ball. Poco says, repeat. And then he says, you spiked my reply. Bad? Oh no, the captain is stranded. Busy, I think. You missed Florida. Turn around, you went too far. Poco? I'm sure the guy that brought those Hot Wheels bought those Hot Wheels is one of those grease balls you see at the swap meet trying to tell everyone to sell everything above top dollar. I mean, I know for a fact he ended up with at least 60 or 70 pounds worth of cars. I mean, thankfully he wasn't willing to share the one last box. That's okay. I made him pay double what he did for all of the other boxes. Damn. Then Bad says, greetings, Captain. Then he says, that is a cool glass. Yeah, I'd be afraid to drop it, though. It seems a little on the fragilia. So it started off the morning. Me and Dave went to the gun show down in Moose Lake, Minnesota. is it 60 something miles south of here? 30, I don't know. It's a few miles south of here. It's not bad. The other thing that I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday, anyone that follows Jim, Jim found one of my holy grail guns, the one that well, you remember, Ed was in search of the P220 Elite, all pimped out and shiny with the rosewood grips. And after me and Ed searched for well over a year, Ed finally purchased the one that I ended up with. Ed bought it, had it for a year or so, did some videos, shot it with him and his son, and enjoyed it. And he knew that I was in the 10 millimeters, and the original plan was to sell it to me after he had some fun with it. He couldn't find the one that I wanted, so we had to settle. The thing is, as I have said, the gun that I want was under the cryptic hydro dip. Take the G10 grips off of it, put the rosewood grips on it, which also turned out to be a nightmare to find. Sharky found me a pair, placed his order. First of all, they were very expensive. Placed his order and found out that they were out of stock with no plans of restocking. So, Jim told me that he did not want me to send my gun to Jay and have it all buffed out. He wanted it because he wanted it as it was when Ed purchased it. And I guess I understand, and I know how Jim is on being sentimental, and I'd rather Jim have it than transition it, I guess. So I sent it to Jim. And Jim said that he was going to go in search of the gun that I originally wanted. Well, he found one. Found a brand new one. Well, brand new from 2017. Unfired, still in the box, still even with the Sig Sauer string thingy around the trigger guard. And now let's just say the gun was rather expensive, and I am, as of this moment in time, unclear what it's going to take to purchase that from Jim. And I hope he doesn't shoot it, because then he probably won't want to get rid of it at all. So I don't know if I'll ever have my Sig Sauer P220 Elite. All shiny with the rosewood grips, but I'll try to remember to put a link to Jim's video, and he shows it, and that thing is just incredible. I have seen Jolson's and believe I've shot Jolson's, but Jolson's definitely, I don't remember Jolson, I don't remember yours being that to the point where you could comb your hair in it. This one is mirrored. It is the gun that I wanted. It is the gun that I would have had Jay turn the one into, but I understand. Some people take the sediment thing exactly probably as it should be, and then some people get mad at me because I alter stuff from people. I know how Ed is. If Ed would not have lost a wink of sleep with me taking the thing to a buffer and buffing it all out myself. On the other hand, if he knew that Jim wanted it as is, I know Ed would have come to me and said, "We'll figure something out, just let Jim have it." And that's just my license plate. I just stood and explained to my neighbor what hashtag be like Ed meant, because she thought it said hashtag be likey or something like that. I had to explain to her that there was be like Ed. So I know Jim wants some Smith & Wessons, but I don't have any I can offer up. And I'm certainly can't barter with Northern Storage items. That would make my name Ben. Carfire Ben. Oh my God, Ben. Freckles, Sharky, I don't care. I'm more than willing to lose my soul. So Jim did it. Jim found the grail gun that I have honestly been in search of since. Well, I guess if you go through Ed's videos and see where he shows it off for the first time, over a year before that is when this all started. And I know Jim has been looking for one for over a year. And Jim. Oh God, it's such a pretty gun. Jim, you know, if I had something I could barter with, I would, but pretty much the only Smith & Wessons I own, Jim, are 10 millimeter, and that would kind of be defeating the point to. I'm in a screwed situation, I realize. Okay. Oh, did I say bad said greetings, Captain? I think so. Salty, use the naked Luke? And then Sharky says, be aware, you might make out with your sister Leia. Multi-Gunman says, Luke, I am your naked. Jesus God. Wow. Okay. Poco. I'm barbecuing tri-tip. I wonder if my dipshit millennial neighbors can hear the show. Sharky says, hope it worked out. Bad. You could always do a channel reviewing Matt's gummy bears. Oh, yeah, that's... See, just in case I get an opportunity to, change careers, I probably should keep the stuff coursing through my veins at a minimum, other than blood. Mike says cheers. Cheers, Mike. Smile Money, so you're having a bad week. The whistleblowers are coming out of the woodwork. Just need one of the criminals to turn and it will bring down the people. That will be fun. Sorry, Smile Money, not Sharky. Smile Money, that would be nice. As we have seen, pretty much my entire life of being able to follow... Nice Connex box. Of following politics and the evil manipulative pieces of shit that they are. So far, everything that I have heard someone say, oh, just wait until you see what's going to go down here. I simply ask, when will the right people, when will evil finally be put in its place? I mean, I don't know. It's a conversation we kind of had on Locked and Loaded last night. And when the question was asked, what will it take? I think I asked the question. What will it take for the best of us to do the worst. And Jim said, it ain't ever going to happen. There's just too many sheep. There's too much manipulation. Even if most of what we believe is to be true is proven. And how many things do you think have happened in the news that were actually righteous? Like what, not the Proud Boys or whatever that militia group that was pulled over and a bunch of them were arrested. What if, that could have been the start of the catalyst of turning our country around and getting us back in the direction of being proud and honorable and upholding the Constitution of the United States. And yet it was all shuttered by the media doing what the media does, covering up for shit, making everybody look over there when what you really need to see what's going down over there. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, so I'll just keep it really vague when I say, what if some of the things that I have said that I know to be true, that all of a sudden nothing can be... She looks like she's high maintenance, but sometimes you just got to throw a few extra bucks down the hole. What if it turns out that it all really is true and it was just completely covered up? The common non-political thinks that their government would never do wrong. We would never knock down buildings and kill American citizens in order to create an agenda. We would never create a virus that its main purpose is to squelch the population because we just won't have enough food to feed them all. We'll start putting it in their food, and we'll start putting it in the water. And what if everything that you have heard that people say is just kooks, conspiracy theorists? What if it turns out that all of that and more is true, but the majority of people have been manipulated and convinced that the people that really know, the people that are willing to give their lives to protect this country and get it back on track and get rid of and expose these evil, fraudulent, deep state, one world, let's have a digital currency crowd. What if it turned out that we were all right? We were all right in the first place. But you'll never convince enough people that the people that are really doing the right thing will be vindicated. Instead, small groups that try to get the ball going just end up being arrested, and by the time you hear about it, there's manifestos and they're evil and they have stockpiles of millions of rounds of ammunition and questionable just evil black rifles, all this stuff, and it always gets covered up. Like I've said continuously, don't be surprised if after someone comes to my door and says they're here for gun safety and they want to take a look at my collection and make sure it's being by their terms properly. All my ammunition is in one place and it's not, and I can't carry anymore because they're trying to make sure that they can get rid of that, and flag laws. Like I was telling David about this. What if the two neighbors that are just these weird millennial douche nozzles that live up by Dave, now they can just pick up the phone and go, I thought I saw him aiming a gun at me, and he just seems like he's got some mental illness problems, and you should probably just red flag him. So it was signed, so that's where we are in Minnesota. were now controlled by the inmates, and they just make up their lies, and they hide it. They've hidden everything under the guise that they're doing what's best for you. You know, we have to make hard decisions for the children. Not to mention that, you know, you're stepping on our fucking constitutional rights. And I don't know, our founding fathers, why are these people not being held accountable for the oath for which they took? I mean, our founding fathers were quite clear on this for a reason. So, going shooting early tomorrow morning. Bad says the official recipe for Lynchburg lemonade does not contain lemonade, but I'm pretty sure it came from a shot of Jack Daniels and a glass of lemonade. Then he says, tomorrow-ish, that's a date. Didn't Scourge? Jack Daniels, did you get a wicked hangover? Mike says a Bloody Mary made with Everclear. Wow. Then Mike says, my birthday is Wednesday the 24th. This coming Wednesday. Sharky says, we'll have, we have time. Nice. And Mike says to him, well, yes. Hector, if Eric was stranded on an island, he'd find a way to make beer and make a girlfriend out of seaweed and crab vaginas. And then he says, "Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!" Smart Money says, maybe, but the crab claws would make it once and done. Hector, you asked when we get tired of our overlords. When we have military drones and a few million people that will actually fight. By the way, the box I bid on went too high. You can zoom in on what's in them. Thanks for trying to hook me up, buddy. Well, you're welcome. I mean, I finally had to... I think I gave it $65 and it sold for $67 or something. But like I said, it was one fucking guy that ended up with all of them. So, going to the range tomorrow, and I don't know if I'm going to be bringing anything other than what I have said out here. And they all have one thing in common. Unknown, the 19A1 Service. This one is a Virgin. Then we have the, which I have to say I absolutely love this. I hope it runs. This one had issues, went back, and has now returned. And it has not been even attempted to be shot since then. This is a Grissom. They are made in Turkey. And I personally think between this and Tisas, you get a hell of a lot of gun for the money. So J-Dog said this had an issue of feeding or cycling. Cycling? Either way. Either before or after the power stroke. So this one is going out to see if it was fixed or not. And then of course we have, which was a brand new, my Christmas present. This one was having a feeding issue. And I did some polishing. Now I can tell you the one thing I have not done, and maybe I just should have in the first place, but I chickened out because of ammo prices and availability. David's Delta had the exact same problem that both these guns are having, and David just kept on shooting and shooting and shooting, and all of a sudden, boom, the gun hasn't missed a round since then. I don't have anywhere near the round count. Hell, this one I think has had 2 full mags, or maybe 3, but it had hiccups along the way. So it has not been back out since the last time that I took it in and polished the shit out of stuff. So I will see what happens with this one, and the same with the Kimber. This one, coincidentally, is the only one that is actually hot right now, because I tell you, I don't know what this the satin material is on here, but it certainly doesn't seem like it takes much before it. I don't know. It had a whole bunch of scratches in it, and I removed all of them. So, but since then I try to. Actually, this one has been on duty. This was the only one on the table right now that is actually hot, because if nothing else, I know for a fact that it'll fire the first round without a problem. Now, I have put magazine after magazine after magazine, just cycling them, standing down here watching rounds bounce all over the place. But this will be the 3rd or 4th time that the 2 of these have been out. But like I said, unlike David's, the one thing that these do not have in common with David's Delta is David just kept feeding it and feeding it and feeding it and feeding it. I thought the frustration level, I thought he was going to throw the thing. He had put so many failed mags through it that, and all of a sudden, just without fail. So I'm hoping that I will be able to declare good things. I have not placed it in it. I have not lost it. As a matter of fact, I can see it from here. If the attempt on this is a fail tomorrow, I will try the new extractor in it. But we'll see. So as of right now, I'm planning on bringing 2 10s, a 45, and a 9mm. And I believe Christine has already said that she doesn't want to shoot anything because she doesn't want to waste ammo. You also have to have fun because you only get one spin on this big rock. Rich says, cheers all. Cheers, Rich. Rich said, sorry I didn't make it to Locked and Loaded tonight. Hamilton is the weekend in Daytona, Ohio area, and it has me involved in a lot of non-YouTube things. Hey, if you got shit, I mean, Joey didn't even show up. Matt Davis, yep, I just turned 50 today. Again, happy birthday. Sharky says, congrats. And Smile Money says, happy half-century birthday. Zeus says, lemonade is that likes to party. Here's a couple on the Long Island from Sharkey. Cheers all, catching up again. Helped a mate move a classic Alfa Romero Spider 2000 Velace from 1979 to another home. It was a chore as it hadn't run for about 2 to 3 years, so the fuel was crap. Read more button. We moved it by hand. No toe points anywhere on the front of the Italian baby. Can't even get on the front A-arms without destroying the front. We managed, and then we drank beer and had food. And Sharky says, regarding the Atlas bipod, you're defending buying a cheap knockoff to a guy who can own 5 firearms. if he's lucky. Trust me. Over here, we don't give a fuck what a bipod costs. We go for quality. Well, trust me, Sharky. If I had a good bipod that wasn't on the JP, I would definitely put it on the bolt gun, because the bolt gun is just a beast to itself. So I'll probably eventually upgrade. It's just nothing right now is in the financial cards. I was trying to figure out a way. Thankfully, Craig didn't have one, or I'd be showing it to you right now. The Performance Center Smith & Wesson 10mm. Nobody had one, as a matter of fact, down at the gun show. And then along comes Jim and a gun that I again regard as a holy grail. So yeah, I would have the money set aside for those guns as opposed to a bipod. So I'll see how it goes. I mean, if the Atlas knockoff gives me any grief at all, I still have the Harris style, and the one in particular has been on the J. It hasn't been on the JP. Take that back. It has been on the Mosin. It has been on several rifles, and for some reason it just ends up back in its own little hiding spot in a drawer. So, I mean, I know I can't break it. I like the little bit more minimalist look of the Atlas style. Sharky still on the wrong video, says SH Outro Babe fantastic. More of her. Sharky on the right video, cheers, catching up part 2. Smile Money, wasn't it the states that decided to declare independence from British, kind of similar to the Civil War? Sharky says kind of, or rather spot on. And then he says back to Sharky, I think in the case of the Revolutionary War, it started with a few protests that got things stirred up. Like the Boston Tea Party, the average age of soldiers who served in the Continental Army was 18 to 20 years old, some as young as 14. We were at the disadvantage with our group of American youth in the age bracket. Then Sharky says, oh, not then, Sharky's comment is SH, nice brat style swimsuit she's wearing, very, very nice. And the last comment comes from Multi-Gunman saying, what the fuck, I'm late. And there's her again, looking fantastic with those eyes. After being outside and it being actually enjoyable. Okay, Google, what's the temperature outside?
In Duluth, it's currently 75 degrees.
Due to wind conditions, it feels like 75 degrees. Yes. Both, please. Cayman, everything I've had from Cayman Jack has been awesome. I would get this one again, just like I would get everything I've had from them so far. Tastes like real watermelon. Guava nectar. I don't know. If you really wanted to juice one of these up, no pun intended, I'd maybe put a shot of your favorite tequila in it. As a matter of fact, I might try that later when I find out what it is I'm helping Miles with next. So, On the scheme of things, I guess I'd give it a 9. Poco, 27 minutes ago, says Finn. Smart Money says tonight on the agenda is enjoying a brew and sharing fun and for liberty. Hey, look, she might be having a lynch made, or maybe she's just having vodka and orange juice. Cheers, clubbers, he says. Mr. 27, 9 minutes ago, poor Castaway Brew Bomi intro. And then he says 28th. So he's just showing up now, not even aware he's in the club. That's it. Okay, I'm going to go take care of this. If you see this in time, make sure you check out Christine's show. David Brown will be here, and they will also have his voice actor on and be discussing his first book finally making it to audio. Cheers.